Hello guys, my name is Manoj Kumar. Today I'm here to present my new Power BI dashboard about a company named Goodcabs. Goodcabs is a cab service provider which operates in Tier 2 cities. And our goal is to evaluate the performance of the Goodcabs and to provide insights to the Goodcabs to improve its passenger satisfaction and to meet its ambitious growth. So let's get into the executive view first. In the executive view, we can see that the total trips of Goodcabs is 425k and total revenue generated is 108 million and total distance traveled is 8.15 million. Total passengers of Goodcabs are 238k and when it comes to rating, the average passenger rating of Goodcabs is 7.66 out of 10 and the average driver rating is 7.8 out of 10, which are pretty good. And when it comes to passengers, the target new passengers of Goodcabs are 185.10k, that is 185k, and the target met is 177k, which is not bad. And total target trips is 429k, and the target which has been done is 425.90k. If we get into city view, let's filter for the city combat. Here we can see that for the city combat tour, in the month of March there are more number of trips, that is 3.68k, and later it comes to January. And for the city Chandigarh, we can see that the highest trips has been made in the month of February, that is 7.39k. And for city Indore, we can see that April is the month which has highest total trips, and for Jaipur it is February, and for Kochi it is May, and for Lucknow it is February, and for Mysore the highest tips is made in the month of May, and as it is we can see for different cities. And if we come to weekday or weekends, we can see that the total performance of the Goodcabs in all the cities on the weekdays is the total trips are 238k, the total revenue generated is 47 million, and total distance traveled is 4.25 million, and the total passengers are 206k. And here we can see that the target new passengers on the weekdays were 160k, but target met is 154k. And the target trips on the weekdays were 230, 250, 58.50k, but the met target is 238k, which is pretty bad. So later we can see about the weekend. When it comes to weekend, the total trips were 187.57k, the total revenue generated is 61 million, and total distance traveled is 3.89 million, and total passengers are 33k. And the target new passengers on weekend were to 25k, but the met target is 22.85k. And target trips were 70k, but the target meet is 187k, which is pretty good on weekends. So here we can conclude that the performance is pretty good on the weekend compared to weekdays. And next, when it comes to new passengers, the total trips of new passengers are 177k. The total revenue generated from new passengers are 53 million, and total distance traveled by new passengers of 3.76 million, and the total passengers are 238k. That is comparing both new and repeated passengers. And the average driver rating of new passengers are 8.32, and the average passenger rating of Goodcabs is 8.65. The total new passengers, okay, that is same as it is, and target trips for new passengers are 429k, but the actual target meet is 177k. Sorry. And here we can see that for Chandigarh, the total trips made by new passengers are 18k, and for Coimbatore 8.51k, for Indore 14.86k, and for Jaipur 45k, Kochi 26k, Lucknow 16k, Mysore 11k, Surat 11k, Vadodara 10k, and Visakhapatnam 12k. And here you can conclude that in the cities like Jaipur and Kochi, there are more number of new passengers. And let's get into the revenue view. In the revenue view, we can see the overall performance of the good cabs. And when it comes to total revenue, the total revenue for the city Jaipur is 37 million, for Kochi 17 million, Chandigarh 11 million, Lucknow 9.46 million, Visakhapatnam 8 million, Indore 7.64 million, Surat it is 6.43 million, for Mysore 4 million, for Vadodara 3.80 that is 4 million, for Coimbatore it is 3.52 million. So here the total, the highest revenue generated from the cities Jaipur, Kochi and Chandigarh. And when it comes to average fare per trip and average fare per kilometer, here we can see the overall performance, that is the average fare per trip of Goodcabs is 245 rupees and average fare per kilometer is 13 rupees. If you get, see the performance of the revenue according to different cities, for the city Chandigarh, in the month of January, the average fare per trip was 284 rupees and the average fare per kilometer was 12 rupees. And in the month of March, the average fare per trip increased by 1 rupee to 285 rupees and the average fare per kilometer is increased to 12.14 rupees. And in the month of March, the average fare per trip has decreased compared to the last month, that is February. It is decreased to 283 rupees and the average fare per kilometer is also decreased to 12 rupees. And in the month of April, the average fare per trip has increased to 284, but the average fare per trip has even decreased to 12.03 rupees. In the month of May, the average fare per trip has decreased to 279 rupees from 284. That is from April it was 284 rupees, and in the May it is decreased to 279 rupees. And the average fare per kilometer has also decreased to 11.94 rupees. And in the month of June, the average fare per trip has increased to 284 rupees again, and the average fare per kilometer has also increased to 12.07 rupees. And in the same way, you can see for the different cities. Okay, and now when it comes to total revenue, the total revenue generated from all cities in all the months is from the new passengers it is 53 million, and from the repeated passengers it is 55 million. And total revenue generated on weekend is 61 million, and on weekday it is 47 million. And here we can see that the average fare per kilometer greater than, that is more than 10 is all the cities. The average fare per kilometer more than 11 rupees is Lucknow, Coimbatore, Mysore, Chandigarh, Visakhapatnam, Kochi and Jaipur. And the average fare per kilometer more than 13 rupees is Mysore, Kochi and Jaipur. And the average fare per kilometer more than 16 rupees is only Jaipur. So in the city Jaipur, we have the highest average fare per kilometer. And for the city Chandigarh, the highest fare, the highest revenue was collected in the month of February, and for the Coimbatore, the highest revenue is collected in the month of January or April, and for city Indore, the highest revenue was collected in the month of February. And similarly, we can see for other cities. Okay, in Jaipur, the total revenue generated on weekdays is 12 million. For Lucknow, it is 6.837 million, and for Kochi, it is 6.78 million. And the total revenue collected on weekends is 24 million for Jaipur. For Kochi, it is 10 million. For Chandigarh, it is 6.33 million. Here you can see that in the cities Jaipur and Kochi, the total revenue that is maximum in weekends compared to the weekdays. As the tourist cities, the most passengers will try to go on holidays, so the total revenue is more on weekends. And here in the trips view, we can see that the total distance traveled is 8.15 million. The average trip distance is 19 km. The maximum trip distance is 45 km and the minimum trip distance is 5 km. And total trips made by repeated passengers is 249k. The total trips made by new passengers is 177K, and total trips made on weekend is 187K, and total trips made on weekdays is 238K. And then we can also filter cities based on total revenue collected. The revenue more than 8 million is collected in the cities of Visakhapatnam, Lucknow, Chandigarh, Kochi, and Jaipur. The total revenue collected more than 10 million is Chandigarh, Kochi, and Jaipur. And total revenue collected more than 16 million is Kochi and Jaipur. And more than 20 million it comes to Jaipur. Here we can see that Jaipur is the best city when it comes to good cabs because it has highest average revenue per trip, and the total revenue is also high in the city of Jaipur. And next, let's go to the passenger view. And here in the passenger view, we can see that the repeat percentage is 25.73%, and the new passenger percentage is 74.27%, and total passengers are 238.31K, and the repeated passengers are 61.31K, and total new passengers are 177K, and the target new passengers are 185.10K, and the average passenger rating is 7.66, but the target passenger rating is 7.38. If we filter this according to different cities, we can see that in the city Chandigarh, the repeat percentage is 21%, new passenger percentage is 78.86%. The total passengers were 23.9, that's 24,000. The repeat passengers were 5,000. And the new passengers were 19K, and the target new passengers were 21K. And the average passenger rating is 7.98, and the target passenger rating was 8. And in the city Coimbatore, the repeat percentage is 23%, the new passenger percentage is 76%, and the total passengers is 11K, and the repeat passengers were 2,500. And the new passengers were 8,500, the target new passengers were 7,500. The Coimbatore has more new passengers compared to the target. And the target passenger rating was 8.25, but the met passenger rating is 7.88. If we consider the best city, that is Jaipur, we can see the repeat percentage is 17%, the new passenger percentage is 82%, total passengers are 55.54K, and the target passengers are repeat passengers are nearly 10,000. And the new passengers are 45.80, that is 46K, and the target new passengers are 54K. And when it comes to rating, the average passenger rating is 8.58, but the target was 8.25. So in the Jaipur, the passenger rating is more than the target rating. And in the city Kochi, the new passenger rating is 70, new passenger percentage is 77.60%, and the repeat percentage is 22.40%. Total passengers are 34K, and the repeat passengers are 7.5K. The new passengers, the total new passengers are 26.42K, and the target new passengers were 27K. And the average passenger rating is 8.52. The target passenger rating was 8.50. When it comes to best city when compared to business, it is Surat. In the city Surat, the repeat percentage is 42.63%, which is pretty good, and the new passenger percentage is 57%. The total passengers are 20.26K, and the repeat passengers are 8.5K. And total new passengers are 11.63K, and the total target new passengers were 10.50K. And the average passenger rating is 6.42, but the target passenger rating was 7. Okay, and now let's get into insights and suggestions. If we get into insights, here I have created a list of insights that we have gathered from the analysis or the dashboard, and I have also created suggestions. And by using these suggestions, the good caps can increase its profit or improve the customer satisfaction. So this is the presentation of company named Goodcabs. So thank